Hi cutie, welcome to my channel and this is a new video. So my name is Dana and as you might already know, I've been living in Vienna in Austria for the past 3 months, and although I'm not a local, in this video I want to tell you guys more about the things I wish I knew before moving here. This video will be especially useful to you if you plan to study or work or live here in general in the future. Maybe you will learn some new things for yourself about this country that you didn't know before. Without further ado, let's head out. I want to begin my beginner's guide to Austria with saying a little bit about Vienna as a city in general. Vienna is very different from other capitals like London, Berlin, Paris in more ways than one. And one of the most important differences is that this city is very calm. Not slow, but calm. Everything here works. Train arrive on time, people follow rules, the streets are very clean. It's very peaceful here. If you're coming from a louder or a more chaotic city, then you will be very surprised at that. The silence might shock you at first. Austrians, they don't scream, don't rush, and don't push. They just live peacefully. And although for someone it sounds good, but there are also some disadvantages of that. We know that Europe in general is very democratic and Austria as well. And you really need to get used to that slow way of living. So for example, when you just come here, you need to do a lot of documents. And you really need to wait for them for long periods of time, from 2 weeks to 2 months. When I just came here, I've been opening my mailbox every day, and then I understood that it doesn't really matter. You can just do that once a week and it will be enough. And that also means that when you are coming here and you need to do a lot of paperwork, then you need to plan your time carefully and ahead, because they will do everything very slowly and that might piss you off at first, but then you just get used to it. So expect that. And that's lead us to the next question: student life, what is like in Vienna? I don't know about other universities in Europe, but Austrian schools in general, they are very independent. That means that teachers expect you to plan your own time, to do your own homeworks, and to basically study yourself. Of course, they teach you something, there are lectures, there are practical activities, but most of the time it is your task to study. It doesn't mean that you can't ask questions, you can, but still work here is very independent. And to some of us it is a good side, to some of us it's not. Someone wants more interaction with teachers, so it's perfectly normal for Austrian tutors to not know your name, for example. And for someone it's okay, for someone it's not, but it's something that exists here. That would be also something good to be aware of. Another positive aspect of Vienna is that it speaks English fluently. Because this city is a tourist attraction, there are a lot of tourists, international students, people who work here, and it's totally normal to not know German here. Of course, if you want to work here and if you study on a German program, then you need to know German, but believe me, you can actually live in this city without knowing the language. In all shops, in all cafes, restaurants, you can have interactions with people on English. Even older people, they know English. And there are also a lot of programs at universities like VU or Wien where you can study in English. It is not a necessity to know German to live here. And I'm telling you guys this, although I know German, I have C1, but still, even with my Austrian friends, I prefer to interact in English because it's just more comfortable to me. Another thing is dialects. What I learned in the book is Hochdeutsch, and that's what you mean when you say that you know German. But Hochdeutsch is the language in which Germany speaks. In Austria, there is so much dialects, and actually I was so confused and scared of them at first when I just came here and people talked to me on the street and I was like, yeah, I heard German, but I don't understand nothing. And still to this day I get confused sometimes. The other day I had a job interview and she was talking so fast and she was swallowing some words and I was like, can you repeat it? Can you repeat it? And it's totally normal. Ask them to repeat it. They will say it slower. Maybe they will say it in Hochdeutsch because they know how to say it in Hochdeutsch. Even if you know German, you will come here and you will be surprised at first. I have some friends that were born in Vienna and that are Austrians, and they also say that they they don't understand dialects of Tiroler or Niederösterreich. So it's perfectly normal, and don't be afraid to speak. They will understand you and you will understand them, but with time. It's not something that you can learn in the book. When we're talking about everyday life here, it's a little bit different as in other countries. We're talking about groceries. They are much more expensive here than in other European countries. My Austrian teacher even joked once that if you go to Germany or to Bratislava or to Budapest, then you need to buy groceries there because they are much more expensive in Vienna. I think that I showed you a few times what you can buy for 10 euros here, and it's not a lot, and it's also Sparbudget, so it's like the cheapest option available is Sparbudget. Unfortunately, I don't have Hofer near me. I have only Spar and Billa. Billa, in my opinion, is the most expensive shop. I don't have Lidl near me as well, and I've actually seen Lidl here only once or twice, so it's not so popular. And Spar, it's not so cheap as well. Another thing that you should be aware of is that all shops in Vienna are closed after 8 p.m. Of course, there are some at Praterstern and also Billa in the center. They work, but all the other ones no. So for example, if you want something sweet in the evening, you won't buy it because shops are closed. And that still pisses me off, to be honest. Another thing that you need to plan strategically is what you buy on Sunday, because again, on Sunday all shops are closed. In Praterstern and also in the center some are open, but there is so much people there and queues are so long, you won't even imagine how much people there. Because not only Austrians buy stuff there, but also tourists, and you just can't buy something because queues are so long. So when you come here, really plan that your fridge will be full on Sunday. And this is the problem that me and my roommate have. We don't plan that, and then on Sunday we don't have nothing, and we're just walking around the whole day and saying, I want to eat something, I want to eat something. You can eat at McDonald's, but again, you won't eat at McDonald's every Sunday. So be aware of that and plan ahead. What about social life and culture? Well, in Vienna it's huge. And I won't even talk about museums, because of course it's something that I can boast about. There are also a lot of events happening here. So for example, I remember when I just came here in summer, I was so shocked that no matter where you go, there is something happening. There people are dancing, there someone is singing, then there are also this big TV screen at Rathaus, so there are always something to do. Instagram and TikTok are my best helpers. I just Google what will be happening in Vienna, for example, in November, and there is so much stuff all the time. I think that Vienna is popular in all seasons, so in summer, in winter, in autumn, in spring, there are always a lot of tourists here because there is always something happening. And it's just a beautiful city in general, so I think that it's obvious. So yeah, that was my beginner's guide to Austria. And what are my final thoughts? I think that Vienna is a very beautiful city. When I just came here, I was always holding my phone like that. I was filming everything. I was so shocked. The architecture is so beautiful, and the city just beautiful in general. You really fell in love with it when you come here for the first time. And it's not only because it's calm and safe, it is also a great place to grow up and to study. Your soul is at peace in this city. What I also like about this city is that although it is a capital and there are always a lot of people here, tourists and someone who lives there, still it's very clean and it's safe. So if you compare it to capitals like Paris or London, I think that we all know that unfortunately they are not the safest or the cleanest ones, but Vienna is, and it's really cool. So it was a new experience filming a video like that, because usually I'm filming more action-like videos, and in this video I decided to talk more. So write me in the comments below what you think. Maybe you want more information, maybe you want something specific. I covered up all general aspects of living here, but maybe you want to know something more detailed. Write me in the comments below, I would gladly do something like that. You can also ask me other questions in the comments and let me know if you like this video format. Then of course I will try to film more videos like that. Thank you for watching this video. Like it, subscribe to my channel, and let me know in the comments below what you think about that. Hopefully I will see you in the next vlog. Bye!